Hi, Rob Marshall here. Thrilled to be recommending just a few of the extraordinary movies playing on my favorite channel, TCM, this December.
So I've spent the night here with you.
Oh, well, now, I don't know that I'd use those words exactly. But, from a certain angle, yes.
William Wyler's Roman Holiday from 1953 is honestly one of my favorite films. I can't even count how many times I've watched it. Not only is it the first starring role of one of the most luminous actresses of all time, Audrey Hepburn, it also sweeps you away to the glorious city of Rome. I have to confess that every time I visit Rome, my husband, John DeLuca, and I pretty much visit all the film locations and basically relive every scene from the film. From the scene where Audrey buys gelato on the Spanish Steps, to the sequence where she gets her hair cut into a little bob by the Trevi Fountain, to the little garret apartment where Gregory Peck takes her the night he rescues her. It's on Via Margutta, by the way. It's what's so powerful for me about film. It can transport you like a dream to a special place, let you live in it and feel it, and then you take the experience away with you for the rest of your life. When I was filming the musical Nine in Rome, it was honestly a dream come true. I remember shooting a scene with Sophia Loren and Daniel Day-Lewis in the Piazza del Popolo, where they were driving this little 60s sports car. And I thought to myself, how did I get here? Anyway, for the record, Roman Holiday was nominated for 10 Oscars and won 3 for Best Actress, Best Story, and Best Costumes. And if you haven't seen it, I hope you love it as much as I do. And if you have seen it, I'm telling you, it's worth experiencing again.
Yowza, yowza, yowza!
Sidney Pollack's They Shoot Horses, Don't They? From 1969 is one of the most harrowing, visceral, and ultimately powerful films I have ever seen. I saw it when I was young, probably too young, but it has honestly stayed with me ever since. The film is set in the Depression era during a dance marathon on the Santa Monica Pier, and the brilliant ensemble cast includes Jane Fonda, Michael Sarrazin, Susanna York, Red Buttons, Bonnie Bedelia, and Gig Young in his Oscar-winning role. Sidney's direction throughout is completely riveting. He literally takes you inside the world of this dance marathon to the point where you feel like a participant yourself.
The management cautions that no wagering is permitted, but you can always cheer on your favorite couple. And believe me, these wonderful kids deserve your cheers because each one of them is fighting down pain, exhaustion, weariness, struggling to keep going, battling to win. And isn't that the American way?
The camera work is groundbreaking, capturing the pain and desperation and depth of every single character. Sidney's work with actors is so personal. For instance, there's a scene where Susanna York's character is freaking out after having touched this dead body, and she's in a shower fully clothed trying to rub it off. And it's so exposing and raw that you feel you should look away, but you just can't. And his work with Jane Fonda is so deeply truthful and emotional till the brutal yet beautiful ending. Sidney was actually a real mentor and friend to me at the beginning of my career. He taught me so much. He taught me about what he called testing a film, which he would ask me to describe what the essence of a scene was and then make sure that what I was describing was actually on the page. He was taken from us much too soon, and I miss him terribly. They Shoot Horses was nominated for 9 Oscars, including one for Sidney's direction. And to quote Gig Young from the film, "Yowza, yowza, yowza, wait to see this. It is a not-to-be-missed film this month."
But darling, I'm your Auntie May.
Okay, this choice of film is straight from the heart. Morton DaCosta's Auntie Mame from 1958. I love this film more than I can possibly say, mostly because it constantly inspires me to live my best life. In fact, I dare anyone to watch this and not be swept away by Rosalind Russell's brilliantly funny, joyous, and moving performance as the iconic Auntie Mame.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death. Now, come on, Agnes, live!
Morton DaCosta directed the stage play as well, which also starred Rosalind Russell, and you can feel his expert hand throughout. In fact, I love how he embraces the theatricality of the piece, especially when he ends many of the scenes by fading the lights down to a single spot. It's so perfect, it's so intimate. Rosalind Russell is like a hurricane as she flies through this film, and all the ups and downs. The phrase tour de force can sometimes be overused, but not in this case. In fact, my favorite anecdote about the film is that Rosalind Russell apparently broke her ankle on the first take of her opening scene as she runs down the staircase, so they had to postpone filming. As they say, she left nothing in the dressing room. It's all right there on film. There are so many hilarious lines in the movie, but one of my favorites is when her nephew Patrick is prepping her on how to ride a horse, and he reads to her that a horse can smell fear. And she says, well,
I hope he likes Chanel number 5.
There are also spectacular supporting performances here from Peggy Cass and Coral Brown, and stunning art direction and cinematography, as you will see. The film was nominated for 6 Oscars, including film and, of course, Best Actress. In these rather challenging times, I have to say that Mame's philosophy of live, live, live could not be more timely than right now. I think I actually need to watch it again. Pronto. Vincent Minnelli's Meet Me in St. Louis from 1944. And since I'm obviously partial to musicals, I will say without a doubt that this is the perfect musical. It's a very simple story of the Smith family around the turn of the century as St. Louis prepares to host the World's Fair. But the simplicity of the story is what makes it so endearing. You feel as though you are living inside their world and that their family is really your family. It's also deceptive in that the musical numbers seem so organic throughout the film, growing out of story and out of character, but Vincent Minnelli has so expertly placed them that, like a great Fred Astaire dance, you just don't see the work.
How can I ignore the boy next door?
I actually turn to this film a lot when I'm directing a musical as an example of how a musical number needs to feel seamless to the storytelling so that you don't experience that awkward moment when someone suddenly breaks into song. It's a very delicate challenge, actually. Judy Garland is luminescent in every moment of this film and was never photographed more beautifully by Minnelli, who would become her future husband. And of course, there's the astonishing performance by 7-year-old Margaret O'Brien. I am literally blown away by her every time I see it. It feels so fresh. It's hard for me to pick a favorite song, but because it's Christmas time, I am going to say Judy Garland's rendition of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Judy sings it with such vulnerability and feeling, and Margaret O'Brien is completely heartbreaking in it. It's honestly one of the greatest songs ever filmed. So if you're looking for that perfect movie for this time of year, I wouldn't look any further than this magical film. Billy Wilder's The Apartment from 1960.
It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring. Nothing. No action.
This is a different kind of Christmas film, but truly one of my favorites. It's actually a hard film to categorize. It's a comedy and a romance and a drama, but it's really about the human experience as an everyman played brilliantly by Jack Lemmon deals with living and loneliness and love. In addition to Lemmon, it stars a heartbreaking Shirley MacLaine as the sweet but troubled elevator operator and Fred McMurray as her manipulative boss. Wilder really understands performance, and you can see that in every frame of these vulnerable and honest portrayals of 2 broken people leading empty lives who are looking for something more out of life. There is a hilarious scene where Jack Lemmon makes spaghetti with a tennis racket, where you can tell that Wilder completely let Lemmon improvise, and of course a beautiful final scene where MacLaine finally chooses to escape her predicament and runs to Jack Lemmon, ending with one of the greatest lines in cinema.
Shut up and deal.
The film was nominated for 10 Oscars, winning 5, including Best Film and Best Director. I actually directed the musical version of this called Promises, Promises on Stage, starring the great Martin Short and the great Christine Baranski. So obviously this story holds a very special place in my heart. Anyway, if you're looking for a good laugh and a good cry this holiday season, I wouldn't look any further than Wilder's masterpiece, The Apartment.